afternoon, Dadeville Elementary School. Welcome back to another great broadcast of TNN Tiger News Network. I have Dr. Lambert back on today. She's got some stuff she wants to talk with you guys again today about. And I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow is National Custodian Day. We have the best custodians that you could ask for. So if you see Mr. Frankie, Mr. Luke, Miss Idell, or Mr. Earl, make sure you give them a big old hug this afternoon before you go home, all right? Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you appreciate all that they do here for you here at Dadeville Elementary School. Well, tomorrow is the Fall Festival. Let me just tell you, if you have ever wanted to pie a teacher in the face, come out tomorrow and this is what you will be able to do.
All right, boys and girls, this Saturday, if you come downtown, you will have the opportunity to throw a pie at one of your teachers, or Mr. Chamness, or Miss Miller, or maybe even Coach Talbert. All right, Tony's gonna show us how to do it. All right. Watch out, you don't want your pie on you. All right, Tony. See y'all Saturday.
Poor Miss Rawls. She got pied in the face. And if you want to be able to do that to a teacher, come out tomorrow to the Fall Festival and you will get to pie, may be able to get to pie your own teacher in the face. So come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Lambert again. It's good to see you guys. Today we're going to talk about some phonics activities that you can do in your classroom or at home. Alright, so for our babies, our little kindergarten friends, I've got some fun activities for y'all. So some things you can do at home or even at school is use some Play-Doh to make some letters. You can do some capital letters or some lowercase letters. Play-Doh is one of my favorite things to use. You could also be using some pipe cleaners to make some letters. And you could even be using some popsicle sticks. That would even be fun. The other thing you can do is play alphabet memory. If any of you guys ever played memory games where you have to match the two, you could match some capital letters to some lowercase letters. One of my really favorite things to do is to go on a sight word hunt, and you guys can do this at all your grade levels. So use those red words that your teachers are going to be using with you and go around and find some of your red words either around the room or maybe even in some magazines or some books. Oh, and I know kindergarten, you guys I think are doing this week or next week, maybe even last week. I'm getting all my weeks confused. But look at some rhyming books. So things like Humpty Dumpty, all of those fun nursery rhymes are really, really good to learn to practice your phonics skills. I still sing those to my baby right now, and they are so fun. For my first grade friends, some of the things you could do are to sort some capitals and lowercase letter tiles or magnets. I bet you guys have some of those maybe even on your fridge that you can do. Maybe even some teachers, you know, these are those CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant words, things like cat and mat and dad, right? You could even look at some magazines or a newspaper. Do y'all even remember what newspapers are? I'm not even sure. But you can circle some punctuation marks. So if you're working on periods or exclamation points or even question marks, go on a little scavenger hunt in some magazines or some books and let your neighbor know which type of punctuation mark that is and what it means. The other thing you can do is to find the beginning of a sentence versus the end of a sentence is to, we call it framing a sentence, where you put one finger on the beginning of the sentence and you put another finger at the end of a sentence. And that way you can show your teacher or mom or dad that you know where the sentence begins and where it ends. And the other one is to look at decodable text. I know some of your teachers have some decodable text that maybe you're going to be using in small groups. Parents, if you go onto Amazon and just type in decodable text, you can find all kinds of really great passages and books for your kids to read at home, and that's going to really help with their phonics skills and their fluency. You guys, your teachers got some little gifts today, and they were our red word screens and the directions for those, and you guys are going to be learning how to do what's called a red word strategy, and it's really fun because you get these sort of like clear bumpy screens where you're going to be writing with a red crayon, and you're going to do things like loading and arm tapping the words. You're going to be skywriting the words. You're going to do all these really fun strategies, and you know what? You all are going to become excellent spellers using those red word strategies. So make sure you're practicing that. So that's for all grade levels. So you really can do that no matter what grade you are, from kindergarten all the way up until 6th grade. When you're reading a book, remember how we talked about that 5-finger rule? So with that 5-finger rule, write down some of the words maybe that you didn't know, and ask mom or dad or your teacher to help you practice those. Maybe you can put some of those words that you didn't know on like an index card, and you can use those as flashcards to help you to memorize those words. And lastly, you can be a word detective. And this is more for our like 3rd grade friends, maybe some of our 2nd grade friends. But once you guys learn what prefixes and suffixes are, you can be circling some prefixes and talking about what those mean, and maybe boxing in some suffixes and talking about what those mean. Again, looking through books, through magazines, through newspapers, those are all fabulous places to be looking for prefixes and suffixes, because guess what? If you can determine what the prefix means or what the suffix means, you can probably determine what the whole word means just by learning those few little clues. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. I will see you guys next week, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. See y'all later.
Well, that brings us to the end of another great broadcast of TNN Tiger News Network. And as we always say, Tigers travel to the top.